GDPR Part 1. 100% ask guys. Today's session, this is very important from the GDPR interviews point of view. Real phase interview, and I had collected all these questions from my circles must ask by the interview. So guys, stay till the last slide. I'm 100% sure you get 100% confident after seeing all these stuffs. Many questions covered which I took the interview and I had given the interview. So in both the ways I had consolidated all the questions, and this is a part 1. Part 2 is in progress. So once this is completed, then I will publish the part 2 as well in next few days. So guys, let's begin the session. Here's the question number 1. Have you worked on GDPR before? What is the purpose, meaning, and principles? This question indirectly asking that what do you understand from GDPR, right? What is the exact definition of GDPR? Guys, GDPR is the General Data Protection Regulations. Earlier, data breach was very common globally, and organizations uses PII data wherever they want. Guys, organizations uses the users data according to their use, and data breach was very common in those days. So EU countries are the European Union countries discovered a law in favor of users regarding usage of personal data by the organization. So after coming this law, guys, the organizations restricted, according to the principles defined by the EU laws. So as per article number 4, the definition of PII means any information relating to an identified or identifiable natural person, a person who can identify directly or indirectly by the reference. Example, any name, identification number, in case Aadhaar card, addresses, email, location data, online identifier, or having one or more factors like genetic, mental, economic, culture, social, etc. coming under the personal data. So the definition of personal data defined under which article? Article number 4. So personal data may be any natural person, right, who can identify directly or indirectly by name, identification number, or anything, or a location data itself. Or in case of identifier, if more than one factors, example, your genetic, mental, economic, and all. So this is the definition of personal data as per the GDPR official book in defined in article number 4. Coming to the next slide. Okay, what are the principles, guys? GDPR provides 7 fundamental laws. Number 1 is lawful fairness and transparency, means organizations collecting the data legally, fairly, and a transparent manner with users or peoples. Example, if you guys are participating for interview, then organization must collect the data for interview, like your PII data, your date of birth, your resume, and all, right? So organization to collect the data in a transparent manner, right? What is mean by transparent, guys? In the accuracy of data, right? In a legal form, right? So whatever in particular format you are forwarding the data, that exactly transparency of data organization are using after collection. Second is the purpose of limit. Limit means organization is authorized to use the PII for a particular purpose. That means for which purpose your PII data is going to collect by the organization should be used for that purpose only. In this example, your PII data has been collected for interview, right? For opportunities. So that particular PII should be used till that purpose only. Next is data minimization. Minimization means, guys, the minimum data is required to collect by the organization, right? Organization can't request the more data. Example, in this profile, if you are admitting to interview, guys, they cannot collect your lab reports, right? Your a kind of grandfather's record and all, because these are irrelevant here. So in this case, only relevant data and as minimized as possible data should be collected. So number one is lawful fairness and transparency, right? Number two is purpose of limitations, and number three is data minimization. Next is accuracy. Accuracy means organization to keep the data accurate and up to date. They need to fix or delete the false informations whatever they have. Storage limit. So organization don't keep the informations longer than necessary. Delete the data when no longer required. Storage limit. Next is integrity and confidentiality. Keep information safe and secure. Protect against loss, theft and damage. Uh, Information should be kept as confidential and safe and secure under premises, and operational correctiveness and proactive measures should be taken, example antivirus, DLP and all, to prevent the data from damage. Accountability. A person should be responsible to comply with GDPR and must show how comply in terms of policies, audits and records. That means every organization should hire a dedicated person who is responsible to account this GDPR law. So these are the seven. Coming to the next slide. Yes, any or yes. Next part is who are applicable to comply with the GDPR law. Any organization collecting, storing or processing PII of EU persons should comply with GDPR regardless of their original base. If they are collecting, mandate to comply. Next question is, I have a startup in India. Do I need to follow the GDPR law? If you are collecting, processing or transmitting the PII informations of EU peoples, GDPR is mandate. If you are not collecting the PII data of that particular areas EU, then GDPR is not mandate. Next question. What responsibilities does organization who falls under GDPR? What responsibilities does organization have who falls under GDPR? Means guys, they are saying that what actions of organization are there if they comes under the GDPR area. So indirectly, interviewer is asking for seven principles. Refer question number one, whatever we had discussed now. Example, transparency, limitations, and all. So minimization, accuracy, storage, confidentiality, integrity and accountability. So this is the answer. Next question is, what action organization to take to compliance with GDPR law? So organizations to have a checklist, conducting assessment internally and on suppliers to make sure everything is streamlined. So this is the these are the actions. Next question is, does the GDPR team audit organization to verify the compliance? GDPR team does not audit any organization to check and verify the compliance. However, compliance can be audited by several mechanisms. Very, very important. Unlike ISO, GDPR is not providing any certificate. Okay. Many global organization bodies providing a certificate like ISO and all, but GDPR doesn't providing any certificate, guys, keep in mind. But there are several mechanisms from where compliance can be audited. Number one is supervisory audit. Supervisory authority. So EU member state has a data protection authority called as supervisory authority. They are responsible to investigate compliance, conduct audits on their own initiatives. It means EU state member have their own authority to initiate the audit and penalize in case found as non-compliant. So supervisory bodies has ICO in UK, CNIL in France and DPA in Germany. Next is third party audit certificate. So under Article 42 and 43, organization can request for third party audit from firms like PwC, EY, KPMG or Deloitte for assurance, but it doesn't guarantee compliance. It demonstrates efforts to comply. Okay, very important regarding this. Yes, you can have a request to the auditing firms to have a review on the GDPR compliance, but if they provided the success certificate, that it doesn't mean you are 100% comply, uh, because there is no a kind of certificate provided by the GDPR as an assurance, right? It's not certificate from the GDPR corely. So third parties are treated, okay, yes, it's demonstrated that your effort is appreciated in terms of comply with the GDPR. Next is internal audit, very very important, and 100% every organizations to follow the internal audit. Every organization shall have the data protection officer as accountable person to assess TPIA and close the open cases. GDPR agency highly recommended to have the data protection officer, because this is the only person. Data protection officer is the only person who is supposed to account, right? Whatever are the unbalanced things happen in terms of the data protection breaches, he or she is responsible to for these kind of cases. So if I overall summarize all these things, uh, in case of supervisory method, next is mandate, and next is performance. So in terms of supervisory authority audit, this is not a mandate one, but European states can do the audit anytime. Regarding the third party GDPR audits, this is not mandate, but it's good to have. Internal audit is mandate, because internal audits are the things where your organization assure that okay, we are on track and we are on a streamline, and should be done by the data protection officer or an internal auditor. So this summarization is very very important, guys. Interviewer may ask you different different way also. Example, he may ask that okay, does the GDPR is providing any certificate of assurance? No guys, GDPR doesn't provide any kind of certification of assurance. Like we have ISO certificate, that yes, okay, you are have a ISO certification globally accepted, but this is not the case in GDPR. In GDPR there is no any kind of a certification. Yes, only internal auditor, third party auditor, and supervisory can give you the assurance that okay, your efforts is appreciated in this regard. Only supervisory authority audits randomly check and review your compliance level. So this is the part one, guys. If you have any other queries regarding GDPR and looking for answers to comments and connect for interviews preparation, guys, part number two is in progress. I will publish soon. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.